Welcome to Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, the home for financial advice in a language you can understand. Created by Marc Freedman of Freedman Financial, he and his team of certified financial planner professionals will discuss timely topics that help individuals and families make smart financial decisions. And now, get ready for this week's edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial.
Welcome back to another edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial. My name is Marc Freedman, and I'm alone. Marion actually headed off for a well-deserved vacation. I got back from a vacation just yesterday, and we've squeezed in a little meeting to meet with you today, a little podcast of just me. And usually Christian would join us too, but he's left for the day, and because I'm heading out of town, and you don't need to know all the nonsense or whatever, but it's here. We want to provide you with some financial advice in a language you can understand, and we're going to do this every single week, providing you with a little bit of information. So here we are. I just got back from a vacation myself. I was in Mexico with the family, and oftentimes we talk about the importance of experiences and what an experience it was being able to spend quality time with the whole family, just us, the 7 of us. Yeah, I got 5 kids, ages between 21 and 28 years old. Each of them have been living and doing their own thing, and so it was nice to get everyone together for 7 days. Yeah, cell phones still worked, but for the most part, we spent time together. And it took a day or two, like any family, I think, to just get used to living with everybody. But by the time dinners came around, it was really, really enjoyable. And I would encourage you to do something that my kids actually decided to do each night at dinner. They would always ask a couple questions that we then go around the room, but my son Jerry brought up this idea where he said, asking everybody, when you have your own family, when you're raising your own kids, what is something that mom and dad did for us or made happen in the house that you'd want to replicate in your own home? And I thought, oh, that was kind of a nice question. And then, of course, it was followed up with, what's something that mom and dad did in the house that you would not want to do? So the thing that the number one thing that they all agreed on that they would not want to do is they seemed to think that we didn't necessarily encourage the healthiest of lifestyles. We were the house where there was always candy and chips and snacks and desserts and all sorts of things. We were not a big outdoorsy, active, fitness-driven family. And I don't think my kids were missing all of that too much, but now that they're in their 20s where fitness and eating healthy is really a thing, well, I guess it should be a thing for everybody. That's one of the things that they're hoping to do when they raise their children. But the thing that was interesting was what they told us that they would want to have happen that we did, that they would do in their home. And each of them agreed that one of the things that they loved was that our home was always the place where their friends could always feel comfortable. We were the house where all the parties happened, all the dinners happened, all the movie nights, all the sleepovers, all of that stuff, and they wanted to make that happen. So that made me feel pretty good. So, creating those experiences are some of the things that will be most memorable, and I'm sure you do those things when you go on vacation. And one of the other things I'd encourage you to do, if you bring the family along, if you happen to stay at a nice resort, a lot of these resorts have photographers, and you can hire them to do family photo shoots. And we've done this a couple times, and usually the photo shoot costs you nothing, though that's how they sell it, because they ultimately want you to buy pictures from them. But the pictures that they create are really, really, really great. And so we did that. It was a lot of fun. The photographer really got to get the best out of us, Laura and I, and the kids, and it really made for a fun experience. So, those are the things that we look forward to, and those experiences are wonderful. But some of the experiences that have been happening recently, especially while we were away in Mexico, were experiences that none of us would ever want to have happen, and that's what's happening out in California. The wildfires in California are devastating. The homes, the businesses, the life of everybody has just been destroyed. And who would have ever thought? I mean, we knew that wildfires and fires in California and around this country could happen, but the devastation is beyond whatever anyone could have ever imagined. And so it brings to light the importance of understanding what you have with your homeowner's insurance. Because I am sure that every single one of those people in Pacific Palisades, Altameda, and all these other areas are wanting to look at their policies right now to figure out, am I covered? To what extent am I covered? And in many cases, they can't get the policy because it's ash, just like the sofa and the oven and the bed of their house. So one of the things that we encourage our clients to do when we're working with them is we're reviewing your homeowner's insurance. We're reviewing your automobile insurance. Of course, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, all of that stuff. But it's nice to buy it. We think it's important that you have it and you buy the right amount that's necessary for you. But it's also important that you read the details within your plans. Now, of course, if you're in California, you can certainly reach out to agents who I'm sure phones are ringing off the hooks to get copies of what those policies look like so you know what you're entitled to claim for. But it's important that you knew this beforehand. And how often is it that you review these documents? It's important to do it. You know, fire damage is devastating, and most insurance policies, I think we would all hope, would cover for fire damage. But do you have what's called replacement value protection versus maybe appraised value protection? Remember, just because what the state or your county or your town says your home is worth is likely different from what it would cost to replace your house. Replacement value coverage provides you with the money necessary to replace your house to the standard that it was before it was burnt or before it was destroyed. That's an important provision to know of. So I encourage you to take a look at your policy. Fortunately, there are millions of people who are not harmed by these fires, but it's a great reminder, a great wake-up call to everybody to look at those policies, read the details, and even more importantly, read something that's called the exclusions. Exclusions are the items that aren't covered under your policy. Perhaps it's flood. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps it's a hurricane. Who knows? It could be anything. But you want to know what is covered, how much you receive in your coverage, and what is excluded. Looking at your homeowner's coverage is something that is really raising a lot of awareness these days. And I hope that you'll take this as some financial advice in a language you can understand and implement that one piece of wisdom today. Now, if now's the time for you to be looking into trying to improve your financial situation, to get your financial house in order. If now's the time for you to talk with someone to really try to help you from juggling all those balls in the air and understanding what's going on in your financial life, I hope you'll give us a call. Our phone number is 978-531-8108. That's 978-531-8108. And if you like these podcasts, if you like what you're seeing here, I hope you'll subscribe to our YouTube page, to our podcasts, and all the other places that you can find us on social media. And of course, if you want to learn a little bit more about the firm, all you need to do is go to our website, freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman, 2 E's and a D, financial.com. Go to the bottom of any page. You can get our newsletter. You can put in your name, your email address. That'll be sent to you every Friday at 10:30. Or you can find out information about what types of clients do we serve? What do we charge? Where are we located? How do we get started in trying to provide that fiduciary-based service, putting your interests first that you're looking for? That's going to do it for us today. We'll be back again with more financial advice in a language you can understand next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
During today's episode of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, your host may have discussed specific financial planning and investment ideas that are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Please remember that investing involves risk and may include loss of principal. Always consult a certified financial planner professional, qualified attorney, or tax advisor prior to investing to determine what is appropriate for you. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.